Mr. Spencer, Mr. Quartermain will be with you in a moment.
Thank you, Jeeves.
That's Reginald.
Reginald. Reginald? Isn't it usually considered unwise to leave firearms within the grasp of children?
Yeah, well, there are no children here, so... Yeah, well, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting how different people are attracted to different weapons. Mr. Edward, for example, prefers the .45. It's substantial, powerful, explosive.
Mm-hmm. I would think Tracy would gravitate towards the Luger.
Yeah, that would be her choice. It's cool, efficient, precise.
And practical, given that this particular model still has ammunition available.
How do you know that?
I know many things, Reginald.
Yeah.
Luke. Thank you, Reginald.
Nice talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that since you're here, that Laura and the baby are doing well.
I find your concern a trifle ingenuous, Edward, given the circumstances.
Obviously, you still think that I know something about that dreadful attack on your wife, which is precisely why it was so important for me to see you. I'm pulling the reins tight on this one, Luke. Now, I've spoken with my partners in the incinerator project, and I trust them when they tell me that this was as shocking to them as it is to me.
Why am I not reassured?
Because you're just as cynical as I am. But just so you'll know, I've also spoken directly with Councilman Blake. Now, it's his constituents who may have the biggest axe to grind against the opposition to this project.
Let me guess, Blake was in Albany and didn't know a damn thing.
Oh, something like that.
He's a liar.
You know, this time, I actually believed him.
If you invited me here to put my mind at ease, Edward, you lose.
Now, I put my money where my mouth is. I am offering $25,000 cash for information leading to whoever's responsible.
And what if whoever's responsible doesn't need the money?
Everyone needs money.
I've seen Jack Boland drop $1,000 on a hand of poker. 9s over trays, I believe.
Are we back to Boland?
Not just Boland. What about you, Edward? What is your personal agenda?
When it comes to matters of ELQ, there is only one agenda. Oh, good morning, darling. Did you sleep well?
Not well at all, I'm afraid. Oh, Luke, how are Laura and the baby?
Fine, Mrs. Quartermain. They're fine. Everyone's safe.
May I tell you that I was appalled by that dreadful incident. I'm simply heartsick.
Well, thank you, but don't lose sleep over it. That's my job.
Honestly, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. First Laura, now Monica.
Monica?
Yes, she had surgery yesterday. Cancer.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm terribly sorry.
No one knew. We should get ready to go visit her.
Well, I won't keep you. We were through, anyway.
We were indeed.
I'm so sorry about Monica. Will you give her best wishes from Laura and me?
Thank you, dear. Of course I will. It's unforgivable. A couple of ruffians threatening a pregnant woman. If I ever suspected
My
you...
darling, I assure you I am as horrified as you.
I'm relieved to hear that.
I wish Luke were as agreeable as you. The last thing I need is an irate husband stirring up the same shark-infested waters that his wife just swam through.
Where's my kid? Hey.
How's Mom?
Oh, she's good. She's fine. She's missing you like crazy.
Girl, how's Lou?
Beautiful. She gets cuter every minute.
Cuter than I was at that age?
Are you kidding? You were so ugly when you were born, the doctor picked you up and slapped me.
Oh, Mary, we can't tell you where they are. You know, it's for your own safety.
I appreciate it, Lucky.
Oh, Dad, did you hear about Foster? He snuck out.
What, again?
Yeah,
Where'd he go? Don't tell me. Uptown?
he's a classy dog.
Yes, he has excellent taste in women. What's the name of that mop he's in love with?
Annabelle.
Unbelievable. This dog has more dates than I do.
Come on, Lucky. I'll help you get your stuff together.
Come on, Foster.
Come on.
Go home, Dad.
Yeah.
See ya.
Okay, Justice. Lay it on me. Who is Kylie Quinlan, and what does she know about Frank Smith?
Luke, it's been a hell of a week. I've spent it trying to get acquainted with a man I could swear I already knew.
What do you think?
Well, my father's a lot more human than I imagined, which is actually a relief. I'm trying to take hold of the idea that a man driven by passion in one aspect of his life is passionate in others.
You're right about that. Does May know about Kylie?
No, I haven't told her. I don't know if she knows about their affair, so I'm treading very carefully. But I did ask her about Frank Smith, and she's the one that told me about your connection.
Yeah, well, I've been connected to Frank for longer than I care to remember.
Did you know him back when he was in business with Jack Boland and Edward Quartermain?
No, that was way back when he could still pass himself off as a legitimate businessman.
Yeah, well, how legitimate remains to be seen. What about Steve Hardy?
In the same breath with Frank Smith, non sequitur.
How can you be sure?
I'm sure. Why do you even bring him up?
I didn't. Kylie did.
Was she specific?
There was an incident shortly before Daddy died. It could have been attempted murder. Kylie and my father were driving from Albany to Port Charles. A few miles outside of town, somebody tried to run them off the road, and it was obviously a setup, a roadblock and everything. They ended up in General Hospital ER. Steve Hardy was the attending. He treated her, he admitted her, and he became privy to some information that could have further compromised my father.
Did they report the incident?
No.
Why the hell not?
Kylie had a miscarriage.
And, Steve got the picture.
He promised them confidentiality.
I trust him. But there must have been hospital records.
It was my thought exactly.
Look, running somebody off the road is not Edward Quartermain's style. It's too radical. His form of havoc is more sophisticated. But it is vintage Frank Smith.
So what do you make of it?
I'd like to talk to Kylie. How do you feel about setting that up?
Me too. She's looking forward to it.
Great. Is there anything you don't want brought up?
I'll leave it to your judgment. As if you didn't have enough to worry about without chasing my ghosts.
No, Justice, please. The minute Laura and I found your father's body, we were in this, all the way. Look, I gotta do something. I gotta even the score. I need to get a little revenge on behalf of Laura.
What kind of revenge?
I think Councilman Blake would be a great place to start. Wouldn't you love to see his butt nailed to the rafters?
Well, you have my undivided attention.
All right. I was thinking about this all the way back.